All right then. Okay, welcome back everyone to the Ocean Catch World Cup 2020, the round of 16. We're a little later than anticipated for today, but we do have some banger matches coming up later on today as well. I'm here with Andrew Secre, and my name's
Hello,
Clinton.
hello.
Welcome everyone. How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great. A little bit early morning for me, 9 a.m. up in the east
9
coast
a.m.
of the USA, but doesn't stop us from getting to see some great matches between a few teams this morning. We got Portugal versus Finland going to be the first one of today. We did have a forfeit from the side of Ukraine versus Belgium that was happening about an hour ago. A bit unfortunate, but we still got a few matches nonetheless. Going to be very exciting.
Definitely. So we'll be saying goodbye to Ukraine for now, for this year. Hope they can come back next year. And as well, this is a loser bracket match as well. So either Portugal or Finland is going to get knocked out. Seats 18 and 31 facing home. I think there's a clear favorite, but Portugal did show some promising results against South Korea, in my opinion. So there might be some kind of upset potential. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I have to wonder if Finland is going to come in with the same kind of firepower that we saw last week against Germany, being the only team to kind of go against them into the tiebreaker last week. Yeah. So hopefully we can see that same kind of Finland come out, play really strong. Hopefully we can see Portugal come out, play really strong like they did against Korea, even though the scoreline was a 5-0 sweep for Korea last week against Portugal. Still has quite a bit of potential to be able to pull out a point or two, especially against Finland.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Finland saw Portugal's performance because they're immediately banning Mixed Mode 1, and that Mixed Mode map's the one that Portugal performed so well on. And then Triss apparently banned first when he wasn't supposed to ban first, but he ends up banning hidden one either way. So Loyar hidden taking out the shards. I think that's more than expected if you're a team that doesn't have a full hidden roster. Hidden one's your best hidden ban, because I think you can manage it into an hidden tree because they're higher rare and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Portugal picking Nomad 2 first. I think we both of us agree on the fact that that's the easiest Nomad map, so that seems like... Oh, actually, Mixed Mod 2, sorry, my apologies. But they do go for Mixed Mod, actually, which is also a reasonable choice, given their performance on Mixed Mod from last week. So I'm assuming... did Triss play Hard Rock last week, or is that someone else? Probably Triss going to be playing Hard Rock, and then Rosa on Hidden, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something
Probably
like that.
something around that line. I didn't quite get to see the match last week. I think it was at a quite early time for me. I was very happily in my bed, but this time we're awake, so at least we get to see these guys perform.
Yeah, definitely. On the other side, I mean, Jongsko and Nikolai are great spinner players, really consistent as well. I'm not sure Mitten Voy, is that name change? Might actually be. Wait. Actually, is name change. Oh, that might be their 4-digit player from Finland, actually. Let me quickly check. Oh yeah, it is. It's their 4-digit player. He did name change. So, okay, we see. I think he didn't play last week, I'm quite certain, against Germany. But that does mean that Finland's gonna kind of take the foot off the gas just a little bit by putting someone in that hasn't played a map just yet in the tournament.
Quite possibly, but I'm assuming if he's coming in for this map that he's also quite prepared.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. There is a lot of firepower on the Finnish squad, so they can swap around their plays a lot. It's less firepower on the Portuguese squad, I believe. I think the three we're currently seeing in the room, together with like Demigod, Yogside, are the 4 main players, and then the 2 others, I'm not too certain on how many maps they can play.
Now, something that is a bit different on the side of Finland is I believe last week we had Awesome playing both of the Mixed Mod Hard Rock. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this week we're going to be seeing Nikolai playing on the Hard Rock instead.
Yeah, I can't confirm that, to be honest. I can't remember personally. About this map, actually, it is 2 minutes in length, so relatively short, on the shorter side, 800 combo. And we see Nikolai being the first to drop, actually, so early advantage in the favor of Portugal. There's quite a lot of edge dashes in this one, some weird patterns. And we see Miedenvoy and Nikolai as well drop 2 minutes coming from Finland, and that is a huge advantage for Portugal in the early stage. He runs with trading once, so that's still a full combo on the hidden and the hard rock player on the Portuguese side. And Miedenvoy is slightly struggling, actually, surprisingly. So Triss is well dropping, so that's Rosa versus Jong, so the only 2 hidden players with the full combo. It's close to 80,000 scoring advantage for Portugal, though.
Yeah, but that's going to be slipping quite very fast away. We have Triss getting another miss. It's going to be evening out pretty soon, I'd say, considering Triss was the Hard Rock player on the side of Portugal.
It's going to hurt Portugal's score a little bit, but that's still quite a decent advantage. Think of 1 miss or 2 misses lead currently. Map is halfway in. Rosa and Jiangsu seem to be very comfortable with that double. And the 2 misses coming in, actually 3 misses, but that's 2 on the Portuguese side, and that might be switching this over back to Finland.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's going to be swapping right over, as you see it swapping right now. Jiangsu still having the SS with Hidden, as well as Rosa. It's a bit of a surprise to see both of the Hidden players having the SS this deep into the map. Usually we'd see it as the Nomad players having strong performances, but we also see Nikolai and Triss trading misses. Minovoy finds a drop. It's going to possibly swing it back over to the side of Portugal. It's going to be pretty close.
The only quarter left. I think Finland's buffer is big enough, but Minovoy dropping is going to get the advantage of Portugal. And the map's come to an end, and this might be the first Portuguese point of this entire Catch World Cup, actually. But they can just hold on. Rosa and Jiangsu still holding on to the IFC. Jiangsu with the double S. And I think that's going to be a double miss coming from Yoroto and Minovoy, but that's just a trade. And actually, Portugal winning their very first point in CBLC, and this is going to ruin a lot of people's pick'ems.
Oh yeah. I think not many people expected Portugal to be able to get a point even after Finland did such a great performance last week against Germany, but hey, I think that's just more people underestimating Portugal than overestimating Finland, because Portugal, they show that they have what it takes to be able to still compete in this round, and you can see that. Rosa with the FC on a hidden mixed mod.
Definitely. That's a really solid performance coming from Portugal, honestly. Rosa especially countering Jiangsu perfectly. Minovoy and Yoroto missing quite a lot on the Nomad is surprising, because Nomad should be the easiest, but Triss kind of getting outscored by Nikolai, but that buffer, due to the many misses from Minovoy, is giving Portugal that point. And this is a really surprising turn of events, in my opinion. Portugal definitely being the underdog in this matchup, so great performance coming from them.
Yeah, at this point you kind of got to wonder what Finland is going to come back with as their next pick. Probably you want to stay away from Hard Rock is what I'd assume. Hidden might be an option depending on how many of the Portuguese players can play Hidden. Rosa obviously did very fantastic on that last map, but you have to wonder if there's 2 other people who can do similar types of scores.
Yeah, definitely. I think double time might be an option as well. Actually, we see double time 3 getting picked, but that's a weird pick in my opinion, because this is arguably the easiest map from the double time pool. So if you were gonna pick double time, you probably offer something a little bit harder, I would assume.
Yeah, probably double time 2 in my opinion.
Yeah, same. I would definitely agree on that. So it's a weird, let's get a weird strategy for Finland, but we obviously don't know their scores in any double time map, so this might be the best option. You see Rosa getting swapped out immediately. I think Demigod Yoxide is definitely going to come in. He's quite a good double time commer player, so that's also a reason why I wouldn't pick this against Portugal. This is a really weird pick, and this might backfire for Finland.
Definitely could. You have to wonder if there's also going to be any substitutions on the side of Finland. They have quite a few players that are on the bench that are still very capable of playing all these maps at a high level. You have Bob Burger, and you also have Awesome, who are able to come in and just play these maps and probably FC them very consistently.
Yeah, definitely. Seems like Finland's going to opt for the same roster, though. Not sure if the other players are they actually physically here. That might be an issue. Actually, Baldburger is here, but the other 2 aren't on the tournament server yet, so they might just not be here, being assuming Curtsy, I believe. So they might only be struggling with a 4-man roster. And we see Demigod Yoxide actually coming in for Hiroto instead of for Rosa. But that was to be expected, making his appearance in this match. The Finnish roster stayed exactly the same. About the map, it's really short. It's 660 combo, AR 8. I believe off double times adds like 1 minute 40, 1 minute 30 even. Actually, it might even be less than that.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Really, really short, yeah. Quite jumpy, but I think most people in this lobby are going to be quite comfortable on it, so that's why I could see this being really, really close.
Yeah, the thing about this map is, even though it does have the highest star rating out of any of the double time picks, it is definitely one of the easiest, if not the easiest, double time pick of the pool, just because all the jumps in this are very telegraphed. And by that, I mean that you can be able to catch them pretty consistently. It's not like they kind of appear out of nowhere. So you're kind of getting that same feeling throughout the whole map. And as we get into the map, we're going to see Triss and Rosa finding the first misses, giving it a very, very early lead to Finland. But hey, as soon as I say that, Nikolai gets the miss on the side of Finland.
Yeah, then we got the offside train that one for Nikolai, so early advantage for Finland indeed. And you can see that scoreboard is slowing up rapidly just because the map is so short. Before dropping, only Jiangsu and FC, only 200 come to the map, so that's really weird in my opinion. Midfight dropping once again, and that scoreboard is decreasing. Rosa trading. A lot happening right now, already going through the halfway point of this map. So you see Demigod Yakusai finding another miss, and Nikolai and Rosa trading up top. Triss holding on, Midfight dropping as well, but Jiangsu right now being a huge difference maker for Finland. And that's a 100,000 score difference, but Midfight dropping, Rosa trading. A lot of people struggling actually on this pick, surprisingly.
Yeah, and then on the other side we have 4 players that are kind of struggling, and then we have Triss and Jiangsu, who just said his name. Jiangsu does find that miss right before the break. They're going to see that, and they're going to see, hey, we can come back from this. If we just hold out through the rest of the map on the side of Portugal, they could possibly win this. Nobody on the side of Finland, except for Nikolai, has a decent combo. Meanwhile, Portugal, they have Triss with a huge 400 combo. That might be enough to be able to bring it back.
Yeah, the map's relatively... there's not a lot of time left, and I think Blue Triss is finding a miss there, so that's going to... Yeah, Jiangsu being stuck right now, we can't really tell. Midfight is finding a lot of misses though. Finds all over the place. I'm not sure if Portugal was able to win this. I think they triple missed though. Gonna try to find confirmation.
Yeah, we'll have to check the MP link for that when it is finished.
Finland ends up winning by 112,000 points, so definitely a strong Finnish victory in the end. I believe Triss and Demigod Yakusai and Rosa, all 3 of them found a miss. I mean, Demigod Yakusai and Rosa clearly struggling on this one, not able to get up to 200 combo. But on the other side, Meetenvoy actually even getting a lower score, so there was potential for Portugal, but I do believe Nurse might have gotten a little bit in their way. But this match is looking quite close, actually. Surprisingly so, because the seed difference is quite huge. And we're looking at a 1-1 scoreline, and now it's up to Portugal to find the right pick. And I think Nomad 2 could be a good idea. Big Deal could also look for something like Heartthrob 2. I think they could get a decent cross. They could play Heartthrob 2. DT I would stay away from for now, given that problems on DT3.
Yeah. Probably would stay away from DT, like you said. I think it's a bit of a toss-up on what to pick personally. If you don't have the rest of the Finnish roster here, then you have to kind of play around Meetenvoy and what his strengths are. And at that point, possibly Nomad evens open up for Finland. But I think Nomad is probably what Portugal is probably going to go with for this pick. So it's a bit of a tough situation for both teams, honestly, at this point.
Definitely. And I believe Portugal wasn't expecting this to be this close. Not sure how they were feeling on the map pool, but I think the general public, rather, let's put it that way, we're thinking it's going to be a sweep in favor of Finland just because of their performance against Germany, and they're looking like there's potential to beat them, actually, currently. So I think that's going to give Portugal a huge morale, and it could get really dangerous for Finland. Yeah, let's keep in mind. So
super dangerous, super fast, like you said. All it takes is a few points to kind of get out of control. Finland themselves know how Germany felt, especially when Germany was up 3-0. All it took was just a few points, and then bam, you're at tiebreaker.
Yeah, we're just taking his time to take a pick, probably discussing with his team what to go for exactly. I would be expecting to see Nomad 1 if I want to, personally. I think that's to say that.
Yeah.
Mixed Mod is already completely exhausted. Wise ban coming in from Finland, in my opinion. Oh, there is Miguel Yakusai. Alright. Alright, we see Nomad 1 indeed getting picked. Probably some Bancho lag. Coming up at Nomad 1 getting picked. Map by Nosri, also known as Momo X. Or Momox, I'm not sure how to pronounce it actually. Nato Cosmica. It's a really good map in my opinion. Not too sure how to describe it. It's quite, it's not jumpy, but like jazzy type of vibe. Like
Yeah, so
know
this
what I
is
mean,
a
right?
swing style map, I'm pretty sure is
Swing.
how you would say it. It's 110 BPM. It's mostly comprised of, I think, 1/3. I haven't actually looked, and yeah, I see if it's 1/3 or 3/4 siders. I think it's 1/3 siders. And the big thing about this map is that it's CS5. Typically, with the Nomad 1, we'd see it being sort of more standard in the circle size area. But this time, we're going with a bit smaller circles, and that's probably what's going to be the big difficulty factor with both of these teams. Is they're usually used to playing probably about CS4, 4.2 on the Nomad 1s, definitely not CS5. This map is a bit tricky for Nomad 1, I would say, and it provides quite a few areas for misses, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely agree. It's relatively short on length, so it's not really a consistency tester in my opinion. So it's a weird Nomad 1, but I do like it a lot. I think it's a really good map. The song is also really good. And as you said, swing style, that was the word I was looking for, but I couldn't find it. We see Finland staying with the same roster. That's Portugal swapping out Rosa and swapping out Demigod Yogside as well. So Hiroto making his reappearance in Gong, making his first appearance actually. So curious to see how Portugal's going to perform on this. If they're able to consistently triple FC this, which I think Triss should be able to see, but I'm not too certain about the other two players, then this could well be a triple FC map. I think it's well within reach of player capacities at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you know, we also thought the same thing about that last Double Time 3 map. We thought, you know, that was probably the easiest Double Time pick of the pool, and then we saw, I think maybe the best score was like a 1 miss, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, that's also the thing too. I think that's, I would just say, you get to a certain stage in the game, your grasp of what's difficult shifts a little bit. I would put it that way.
yeah,
Like I feel like something is easy, and then apparently it isn't easy. I don't know. Just it's a weird dynamic. But I do think this should be within their reach more than DT3. But
Yeah.
we'll see how it ends up. And we see Meatavoy actually leaving, so that probably indicates Botberger actually rather is going to come in for his first appearance in this match, and that's a scary Finland lineup. Nikolai Jones and Botberger. That is, I mean, they can triple C easily, but their spin's going to be really good as well.
yeah. The big thing is the spins. I'm pretty sure all 3 members of that Finnish roster are super good at spinning. Like, probably one of the best teams in the tournament. I'd probably say it's spinning. I'd say definitely top 8 in the tournament at spinning.
Yeah.
And that's something that's pretty hard to come by, especially when you're only seeded as like, I think it was 15, 16, something like that in that area.
Yeah, their spinning performances are really, really good. I think Jonsko in particular is known to be a really, really good spinning player, but I'm not sure what happened in the qualifiers for Finland. I think most people would say they would finish a little bit higher up, but either way, it seems like we have some issues with ban shows, so we'll get that resolved quickly, and then we can get going. In the meanwhile, there are banners. I believe they're still available for purchase to support your favorite team. There's 32 banners, 32 teams. Obviously, I can advertise the Belgian banner. It looks great. The other ones also look great, but just a tiny bit less great than Belgians. Well, yeah. In the OSU website, the OSU store, you know where to find it.
Yeah, it's only $2.50 US dollars. Pretty cheap. All it takes is about 1 coffee in the morning.
Yeah, 1 coffee already like $2.50. It's insane, actually.
Oh yeah.
We see Botberger making his reappearance, but then Nikolai has to put back in the server and all that. So this is probably a good time for Portugal to de-stress a little bit. I think they were relatively nervous, especially on that mixed up 2 pick. Triss complained about feeling really nervous. So as soon as you kind of settled into the match, those nerves kind of go away, and I think that's in favor of Portugal.
Yeah, I think it definitely does go in the favor of Portugal, though. Kind of more nerves they can get out is definitely going to be more in favor of Portugal. Remember, this is their first time competing in Country World Cup in quite a while, if at all. And Finland has been a team for years and years at this point, and they've had pretty much the same kind of core roster, right?
Yeah.
So
Definitely, I believe Portugal's last appearance was 2017,
yeah,
2018, something like that. And then, if you're looking at the Finnish roster, they have a ton of experience. It's Nikolai's 6th CWC, Balberg's 7th CWC, Osumi's 4th, Percy's 5th, Jansku's 3rd, and then the 6th person's 1st, I believe. That's a new player, Ethan Boy. I mean, that's a ton of experience in that Finnish roster, and on the Portuguese roster, I believe Triss and Demigod Darkside played once in CWC, and then this is their 2nd time, so clear experience favoritism towards Finland for now. And okay, we're getting started finally. So we see Nikolai, Bobberger, Jansku versus Hiroto, Triss, Gongs on Nomad 1. 1 scoreline right now. Both teams winning their pick. This pick is picked by Portugal, so assuming to see a really good performance coming from them.
Yeah, like you said, I think the big thing for this map is seeing that we have Botburger coming in out of Finland, and us having Bitangori as their 3rd member. Seeing 2 very early misses on the side of Portugal in the intro. Not something that you really want to see if you're a fan of the Portuguese side, but it's still very early into the map. Anything can happen.
Definitely. I believe the map is slightly less than 1,000 combos, so plenty of room for misses to be found on the Finnish side, but Gong's finding his 2nd miss is not going to in favor of Portugal. This is quite a decent lead already for Finland, with all 3 players still going onto that double list. But we get in the first slightly harder section, and we see Jansku fitting, so trading one of those misses from earlier. That's going to tighten that lead just a little bit.
Yeah, right as you say that, Gonks does find his 3rd miss on the map. Jansku does trade it back relatively quickly, so it's not going to be that much of a difference in score. But considering the combos that Gonks had when he missed, it's going to be a little bit more punishing for Gonks on the side of that.
Yeah, definitely. He's kind of struggling right now. Whilst his teammates Hiroto, after that first slip-up, is holding on to a really nice combo, and Triss still holding on to the FC. Hiroto does end up dropping, and that's going to increase that lead in favor of Finland, who still has 2 FCs, no double S. It's quite hard to double S this map. The droplets are in weird places, in my opinion.
Yeah.
2 turrets in, and that's quite a 20,000 score advantage in favor of Finland.
Something that is interesting though is that Triss, although he does have the FC, his accuracy is really, really low. It doesn't really matter much in terms of score. It's probably only about a handful of like a few hundred points. But it is still pretty interesting to see how low his accuracy is. Maybe he's just ignoring the droplets for the most part, which is honestly fair play at this point, because these droplets are really painful to hit. But we are seeing quite a few more misses on the side of Finland here. Botburger and Jansku finding a few misses in that part. Gongs and Hiroto finding misses on the same part.
Yeah, it's Triss versus Nikolai right now to bring back that FC. I believe Finland has this wrapped up right now. That score difference is way too huge. The misses from Gongs all over the map, and Hiroto as well, are probably going to be the difference maker in this one. But Triss, beautiful FC coming in from him, and same for Nikolai. Yeah. So that is quite 2 really nice scores. Balberg and Jansku finding a couple of misses though, so there was some opportunities for Portugal, but sadly they were not able to convert them into a winning point. So that's the first breakpoint in the match, and Finland to pick next. And they go Nomad 2 immediately. That is a really, really quick pick.
Oh, yeah.
Nomad 2 is time to air map by Ascendance. I believe it's a custom map. It's 153 in length, so really relatively short. And I believe the R is on the... I believe it's air 9.3, but it feels a little bit lower, in my opinion. It's quite a slow map, and it's easy to creep up on some of the streamy sections.
Yeah, some of the map is pretty dense, so having it even at AR 9.3 sometimes feels a bit slow, even though it's not that slow. It's kind of a visual thing where it's like there's so many nodes on the screen. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like you said, this is a custom map. All the specifics this round, except for the Hidden 2 map, I believe. The Crowley Overdose is a custom map this round.
Yeah, I do believe it as well. Some really beautiful custom maps made by our custom mappers.
Oh yeah.
I believe Meetenvoy is going to be actually, never mind, he's not going to be joining for this one. So the rosters stay the exact same, and that is in favor of Finland, given their performance on the Nomad 1. I do believe Triss is going to be able to see this one as well. So there might be some opportunities. Really good song, this one, as well. To add on to that.
these maps are quite a bit different in their style, and as you say, Tris is going to have to see that he does find the first miss of the map right in the first 20 combo. A bit unfortunate on the side there, but still plenty of time for anything to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Gongs and Heroes seem to be quite comfortable in these early stages, so that's promising for Portugal. Only a slight advantage for Finland. 20 combo misses probably not going to matter in the end, unless Finland is going to triple SC.
Gongs does find a few misses on that hyperchain section right there. Very easy to get caught out and miss one, and then you just miss like 10 because of you missing one.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to give a 60,000 to 70,000 point advantage in favor of Finland, so 1.2 misses, one could say. But the map's relatively short, so Portugal has to see some misses coming in from Finland if they want to have a chance at winning this point. But Gongs dropping is not going to help them whatsoever.
Here, going to the break. Everybody on the side of Finland knows that they have all SSs. They're feeling pretty comfortable going forward into this map. They know that if they don't miss, they pretty much win.
Yeah, definitely. Portugal on the other side saw the fact that they were losing, and Rodo's missing at the end at the end of that streaming section rather, and that's going to be a 150,000 score advantage in favor of Finland, and only 1/4 of the map left. So this is not looking too bright for Portugal right now.
Yeah, we do see Tris recovering pretty well from that first early miss, although it's not going to be enough to be able to bring his team to victory. He does find a miss on this far jump section. Bobburger does get the first misses on the side of Finland. If we didn't have no fail, I'm pretty sure he would have failed, but even then, we do have no fail, so it doesn't matter in the end. Still going to be only misses for the side of Finland. They're going to win that one pretty convincingly by almost 300,000 points.
Yeah, 3 million score on a no-mob map indicates always a good performance, and that's definitely a good performance coming from Finland. 2 double S's on their side. On the other side, Portugal had 2 people getting over 900,000 points, so that's definitely still a really good performance, but Finland just a little bit better on this one. So 3-1 scoreline, Portugal to pick next. No more no-mod specifics and no more mixed mods, so they have to look for something else now.
Yeah, at this point you gotta wonder if we're gonna ever see the Hidden Pool coming out. Hidden Pool is probably one of the more polarizing pools in this round, and that could be possibly where we see some point differentials. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the thing that Portugal's not going to want. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to take back what I was going to say. Portugal does end up picking Hidden. That is somewhat surprising in my opinion, but I'm curious to see how they perform on this one. Rosa seemed to be a really consistent Hidden player on that Mix-Up 2 rather. So Tris, I believe, just should be able to play this quite well, but I'm kind of afraid to see a third Hidden player from Portugal, but we'll see. On the other side, we see Nikolai Bobber and Johnson staying in for now.
Yeah, I do agree with you that it is a bit of a tough pick, but realistically, I don't know if there's really any good pick that people had left after being Finland able to do a no more big mods left. So maybe this is just the best of the worst kind of situation with the remaining picks.
That could definitely be the case, yeah. We see Demigod Yokside. Actually, I forgot the fact that he played Hidden double time, so might be quite confident on Hidden. Otherwise, you're not going to play Hidden double time when AR8 covered, in my opinion. So that does seem to be quite an alright Hidden roster on the Portuguese side.
Yeah, the good thing about this map is that it is AR 9.3. It's not a low AR map, so that means it is probably a lot more comfortable for these players to be able to get consistent scores on consistent combos.
Yeah, definitely. On the other side, sadly, is a really, really strong Hidden roster as well. Oddburger, Jonsku, and Nikolai, 3 of them can play Hidden really, really well. So that's scary, but if you're Portugal, you have to focus on your own right now.
Yeah.
Kind of on the back foot, you have to pick what you're strong at, don't care about what they're strong at, and just try to focus as much as you can. And there were possibilities, and I still think there are going to be possibilities, but Finland's kind of team that's not going to give you a lot of possibilities, so you have to capitalize on those, definitely. Anima is a really great song, though, so that does help in playing. We see Hidden 3 coming up. Big by Portugal. Demigod Yokside, Tris, Rosa versus Bobburger, Nikolai, and Jonsku. Curious to see if Rosa can keep up that. Wait, actually, never mind. They played double time 3, so they're not at that 100% FC rate in this match.
Got the 100% hidden FC rate though.
Yes,
that's
but
good
they
enough.
put hidden double time, so but it's good enough, definitely.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Only hidden. How about that? You don't care about the double time.
No, we don't. But that's too early miss coming from Portugal, and it's going to give the early advance over to Finland. Bobber trace one with Demigod Yoksai, but this map is really stream heavy, and some of these are really awkward. So we see Demigod Yoksai, so I did throw 5 misses. Everyone missing complete reset actually, and Bobber is struggling way more than anticipated. But Demigod Yoksai keeps on trading those misses, and Rosa actually finding one more as well. So the advance still in favor of Finland.
Yeah, at this point we're getting so many misses, I don't know if you could be able to keep up with them if you tried to call them all by one, honestly. But as soon as I say that, we are getting to a bit more of a stable situation here. We have Finland up about 150,000 points after all the scores settle, which is quite a big gap, especially considering the song is only 1 minute 52 seconds. So it's going to be quite hard for Portugal to come back. We see another miss from Rosa. It's not going to help their situation that much. But that is definitely going to help their situation. Bobberger and Nikolai finding 2 misses on that little stack section.
Yeah, but the double is coming from Portugal as well. Bobber's really struggling in this surprise. Rosa and Demigod Yoksai missing once again. Only Jongsku right now. Jongsku's score is way above everyone else in this lobby. That's going to be the difference maker for Finland. And Bobber missing once more. Nikolai missing once more. There's so many misses on both sides, surprisingly. Triss is doing his best. Rosa's not that far behind Triss actually, but Jongsku is 70,000 score above everyone else in this lobby, and that's just so huge for Finland.
Yeah, and even though it didn't work out for Portugal in the end, I think this was a pretty good pick on their side, if I'm being honest. They did lose by 160,000, but Finland definitely showed that they had a bit of weakness on this one compared to the other maps, I would say.
Yeah, this was honestly, in my opinion, a surprising performance from both teams. I think Portugal played really, really well. I think their hidden play, Demigod Yoksai, was slightly struggling, and if they were able to keep to have someone that's a little bit more consistent in that third spot, they could definitely have taken this point. Finland, on the other hand, they seem to be struggling quite a lot on convert hidden for now, and that's going to be a weakness if they were to continue to like a later stage of the tournament. We see double time 1 getting picked immediately by Finland, and that's a smart pick in my opinion. I would have in double time 1 and double time 2, both of them seem perfect picks for Finland.
I would have thought that Double Time 2 would have been a better pick. Personally, I think Double Time 1 is quite a bit easier than Double Time 2. And I think if you're trying to get a finishing point versus Portugal, you kind of want to go with the harder map. But this one is also going to be filling that same kind of shoes, if you see what I mean by that.
That's a great pun.
You know, it wasn't even intentional until I looked at the song name and realized what I was about to say.
That was really well done. About the map, it's CS 4.3, Era 8.3, and then double time is added, obviously. The map is quite, well, I always pronounce it as wide. I can feel that there's a lot of jumps in it, and it's easy to underdash or overdash, in my opinion. So,
yeah,
something to watch out. But I feel like most top players should be able to FC this. But we'll see how these teams do on this one. We see Void making his comeback once again, and we see Hiroto playing double time instead of Rosa for this one. So then we got Yoksai, Triss, and Hiroto versus Nikolai, Void, and Jongsku. Honestly, the Portuguese roster doesn't look bad whatsoever. Then we got Yoksai is a really good double time player, and Triss has been performing on a decent level in this match, in my opinion. Definitely taking up his role as captain and carrier for Portugal.
Yeah, seeing Void come back in is a bit of a shock. He didn't have the best of performances on the earlier maps, but I think seeing how Bobberger performed on the last map as well, given that it was a bit of an uncharacteristic, not that great of a performance, maybe he's feeling that Void could be able to do better than him. We'll have to see.
Definitely. We see early was coming from Demigod Yoksai, but Finland also won that spinner by quite a lot, actually, even for such a tiny spinner. And Void finding a miss is going to give the early advantage in favor of Portugal, actually. So 4 players above 200, 5 players above 200 comma. Void dropping once again. That is really good for Portugal.
Yeah, everybody on the side of Portugal is holding very strong, except for that miss right there by Demigod Yoksai. It's not going to be that much of a changer. Going to see it more even out. That one's going to be the changer, though.
Yeah, if Triss and Hiroto can keep holding on, I think it might actually switch in favor of Finland. Yeah, it definitely is going to be switching in favor of Finland. But the map's only halfway, so there's still quite a plenty of room for Finland to catch any misses. But Portugal does need a miss coming from Finland. And in fact, okay, Midfire and Demgod Yoxa are trading misses, so that's going to stabilize. But Nikolai, Jansko, Hiroto, and Triz are holding on to a 550 combo and a full combo right now.
There's going to be 2 more misses on the side of Portugal, only 1 more on the side of Finland. That's going to hurt their chances quite a bit. I think the score is going to go about 100,000 points in favor, but that's going to change it slightly. Midboy finding another miss, Demigod trading it right back instantly. Everything's about going to be the same, 100,000-ish point lead on the side of Finland. Map is closing out pretty fast. Triss still having the FC, and it's gone. See 2 FCs, 2 SSs on the side of Finland with the Nikolai and Jonsku.
Yeah, really strong performance coming from Jansko and Nikolai, carrying Mitovoy for this one, but that's... they have this wrapped up. This is about a 150,000 score difference, but definitely, once again, there was some leeway given by Finland, I believe. There was some opportunities for Portugal. Sadly, we're not able to convert, but then again, really solid. Only 1 miss on Triss, 3 misses on Hiroto. Those are really good scores. 40 misses on Demigod Yoxai. Perhaps slightly feeling a little bit nervous, but then again, 800,000 score is not bad whatsoever. On the other side, Mitovoy with 7 misses, but those 2 doubles coming from Finland just a huge difference make for them. And it's going to be a 5 match points for Finland rather. And Portugal's tournament life is on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep that in mind. But it's their pick, so the perfect opportunity to get another point on the board.
Yeah, you kind of got to wonder what they're going to be going with now. Maybe they touch the Hard Rock pool, considering the Hard Rock pool has been completely untouched at this point. Everything else has been kind of Finland favored, except for the mixed mod, which obviously we don't have any more of those left. Yep, and there we go. Straight into Hard Rock 2.
Hard Rock 2, that's a perfect pick. I think both of us agree on that one. That's a perfect pick.
For sure.
So Portugal are facing elimination from the tournament in 25 to 32nd place if they were to lose this map. So quite a lot at stake for them. On the other side, Finland are looking at 5 match points and a place in the top 24. After this, actually, let me quickly check who is their next opponent for either of these teams if they were to win. It would be the loser of Chile versus Australia. So still, those are 2 really scary teams. So the winner of this match is going to be facing a really scary team next week. So that's going to be
definitely possible for the winner of this match to be able to play against the loser of that match, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. But not an easy task out of them. But definitely, let's first focus on this match, obviously.
Yep.
About the map, it's custom made by Bunray. AR10 obviously after Hog is added. It's slightly less than 2 minutes in length. It's relatively comfortable in my opinion. I think most players will feel comfortable. There's a couple of rough patterns though, especially the ending is kind of memory. Hoping the players did memorize that ending part because it's easy to trip up there.
This map is typically going to be sort of a FC map if you can consistently read hidden until there's one really awkward pattern, if I remember correctly, at like 650 I think it was. I'm not completely sure. I think the number was 654. Could be wrong on that, but it is somewhere towards the end of the map where there's a bit of a farther note due to what Hard Rock creates. That's also one of the Hard Rock patterns right there, that stream being slightly off.
Yeah, he wrote us right wiggling, but then this is a hyperdive, sadly. But Meatboy is going to trade that, so that's going to be in favor of Portugal, actually. The double miss coming from Portugal is going to cancel that miss from Meatboy out. That's going to give the advantage over to Finland.
Yeah, like you said, this map is also very, very possible to see last-minute swings on, considering the ending of this map is really, really painful for Hard Rock AR10. It's kind of like a toss-up on which direction do you go, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. We see Midpoint might miss, but Ganges and Hiroto are also finding this. And Jongso and Nikolai, once again, that duo on the Finnish side looking really, really strong. Twist on the other hand, countering them, and Jongso dropping. That's going to give some leeway towards Portugal. But they need one more miss, I believe. I believe they need Nikolai to miss.
It's going to be really close. I think it's going to even out here, honestly. It's going to be super close, within probably 10 to 15k points, but that's going to definitely push it over. Jonsku finding another miss.
Yeah, the weird combo pattern is coming up 654, as you said, but Gongas dropping is actually is going to be in favor of Portugal right now.
Yeah.
And everyone hitting
first
that
hit the first one. I think there's one more right after it, somewhere around here.
2 misses coming from Hiroto and Mitavo, but that's going to do nothing in favor of change the scoreline right now. But Gongas drop is going to give you advantage to Finland.
And this ending over here is going to be really tight. It's so possible to see a last-minute switch here. Gongs, everybody on the side of Finland except for Nikolai holding. Oh, it was so close.
I believe if Gongs would have hit, actually that's 24,000 points still in difference. It's slightly in favor of Finland, but Nikolai and Tris, both of them have seen, but we see quite a lot of people struggling on this. Mitavo especially only getting ready for the 850,000 points. But, that was really close until the end, actually. Really nicely played by Portugal, but sadly, it will be eliminated from the Cash World Cup 2022, and Finland will be going into the next round. But Finland, I don't know. I think they have some talking to do, because I do believe that their performance versus Germany from last week was way more dominant than this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Not sure if it is the map pool being too hard or something else, but I think the loser of Chile-Australia is looking at this and they are getting relatively confident. Here are your wins once again. Finland, Asum and Kersey, we didn't see them this match, but we did see Nikolai Bodberg, Jonsku and Mittenvoy. Well to miss, but he name changed, I believe, this week or something.
Yeah.
So Finland will be going on to the quarterfinals loser bracket.